Happy morning, children. I am your physical science teacher. Hope you are all safe at home. I welcome you all for our today's revision class. Hope you are all received your monthly test timetable. In physics, first lesson laws of motion, and in chemistry, lesson number 7 atoms and molecules. So, you are going to revise only those lessons, then only you will write the test properly. Okay, so for that purpose, now I am going to revise our first lesson laws of motion. In this lesson has got choose the correct answer, fill in the blanks, true or false, assertion and reasoning, short answer questions, and answer in detail. So in today's link, let us discuss about the answers for these questions. Refer the book and write it in your notebook and submit for correction. Children, come we'll see one by one. First one, book exercise. Choose the correct answer. First one, inertia of a body depends on answer mass of the body. Second, impulse is equal to answer change of momentum. Third one, Newton's law is applicable. Answer for third one is C. Both A and B. For a body is at rest and for a body in motion. Next, plotting a graph for momentum on the x-axis and the time on y-axis. The slope of momentum time graph gives the answer is 1 by f. Fifth one, in which of the following sport the turning of effect of force used? Cycling. Answer is cycling. Next, the unit of G is meter per second square. It can be also expressed as answer is option B, Newton kilo per kilogram. Seventh one, 1 kilogram force equal to answer is 98 into 10 power 4 dyne. The mass of a body is measured on planet Earth as mkg. When it is taken to a planet of radius half that of the Earth, then its value will be dash kg. Option C, capital M divided by 4. Next, if the Earth shrinks to 50% of its real radius, its mass remaining the Next, we'll see fill in the blanks. First one, to produce a displacement, dash is required, forces required. Answer is force. Second one, passengers lean forward when sudden brake is applied in a moving vehicle. This can be explained by dash. Answer is inertia of motion. Next, by convention, the clockwise movements are taken as dash and the anti-clockwise movements are taken as dash. First one, for clockwise movement it is a negative, and for anti-clockwise movement it is taken as a positive. Fourth one, dash is used to change the speed of a car. Answer is gears. Next one, a man of mass 100 kg has a weight of dash at the surface of the earth 980 Newton. Next, we'll see true or false. The linear momentum of a system of particles is always conserved. Answer is false. The reason is the linear momentum of a system of particles is always conserved only if no external forces are applied. Second question. Apparent weight of a person is always equal to his actual weight. Answer is false. Correct the statement. Apparent weight and actual weight is not equal during upward or downward motion. Third one, the weight of the bone is greater at the equator and less at the polar region. Answer is false. The reason, weight of a body is lesser at the equator and more at the polar region. Turning a net with a spanner having a short hand is so easy than one with a long hand. Answer false. Moment of a force in longer hand is easy than one with a short handle. Next one. There is no gravity in the orbiting space station around the earth, so the astronauts feel weightlessness. Answer is false. Apparent weight is zero. They are in the state of weightlessness. Next we'll see match the following. First one, Newton's first law. Answer, stable equilibrium of a body. Newton's second law, law of force. Newton's third law, flying nature of bird. Next, law of conservation of a linear momentum. Answer, propulsion of a rocket. Next we'll see assertion and reasoning. First one, assertion. The sum of the clockwise movement is equal to the sum of anticlockwise movement. A reason. The principle of conservation of momentum is valid if the external force on the system is zero. B. Both the assertion and the reason are true, but the reason is not the correct explanation of the assertion. Second one, assertion. The value of G decreases as height and depth increases from the surface of the earth. Reason. G depends on the mass of the body object and the earth. The answer is C. Assertion is true, but the reason is false. Next, we'll see answer briefly. First question, define inertia, give its classification. The inherent property of a body to resist any change in its state of rest or the state of uniform motion, unless it is influenced upon by an external unbalanced force, as known as inertia. There are three types of inertia are there. One, inertia of rest, inertia of motion, inertia of direction. Second one, classify the types of force based on their application. There are two types of forces are one like parallel force, second one unlike parallel forces. Next problem of a 5 Newton and an 50 Newton forces, two forces are acting opposite to one another. Find the resultant force and the direction of action of the resultant force. For resultant, to find out resultant force, the formula is F2 minus F1. For the second force value, F 15 Newton minus first force value 5 Newton. If you Eighth question. Why a spanner with a long handle is preferred to tighten screws in a heavy vehicles? The answer is the turning effect of a force is called moment of a force. Moment of a force is equal to force into perpendicular distance. So the formula is moment of a force is equal to F into D. For the spanner with a long handle, D is large, therefore the moment of a force is also large, and hence it is easier to rotate the object. Ninth one. While catching a cricket ball, the fielder lowers his hands backward. Why? The answer is in cricket, a fielder pulls back his hands while catching the ball. He experiences a smaller force for a longer interval of time to catch the ball, resulting in a lesser impulse on his hands. 10th question. How does an astronaut float in a space shuttle? The answer is on the astronaut, there is no external force on him due to planet or spaceship. By the first law of motion, the acceleration on him is we'll see answer in detail. First question. What are the types of inertia? Give an example for each type. There are three types of inertia are there. First one, inertia at rest. The resistance of a body to change its state of rest is called inertia of rest. Example for this, when you vigorously shake the branches of a tree, some of the leaves and fruits are detached and they fall down. So example for inertia of rest. Next we'll see inertia of motion. The resistance of a body to change its state of motion is called inertia of motion. Example, an athlete runs some distance before jumping because this will help him jump longer and higher. Third, inertia of direction. The resistance of a body to change its direction of motion is called inertia of direction. Example, when a bus turns towards right, the passengers are thrown towards left. Next question, describe rocket propulsion. First point, propulsion of a rocket is based on the laws of conservation of a linear momentum as well as Newton's third law of motion. Second point, rockets are filled with the fuel in the rocket propellant. Third point, when the rocket is fired, the fuel is burnt and a hot gas is ejected with a high speed from the nozzle of the rocket, producing a huge momentum. To balance this momentum, an equal and opposite reaction force is produced in the combustion chamber, which makes the rocket project forward. While in motion, the mass of the rocket gradually decreases until the fuel is completely burnt out. Next point, since there is no net external force acting on it, the linear momentum of a system is conserved. The mass of the rocket decreases with altitude, which results in the gradual increase in velocity of the rocket. At one stage, it reaches a velocity which is sufficient to just escape from the gravitational pull of the earth. This velocity is called escape velocity. Give the applications of universal law of gravitation. Dimensions of the heavenly bodies can be measured using the gravitation law. Mass of the earth, radius of the earth, Acceleration due to gravity, etc., can be calculated with a higher accuracy. It helps in discovering. Students, prepare well for your exam. Write your exam well. Thank you.